National Hockey League and the National Hockey League Players Association.
This is an intriguing North American team.
Oh, here we go, our first look at the Young Guns team.
Buzzing around the sporting world in this country, and that includes through social media.
Team North America did make some news. Connor McDavid will be team captain.
I don't know how you couldn't love that if you're a fan of hockey.
They're the team that seem to be turning more and more heads.
It's almost like a video game.
What a play! What a goal! Oh my! Connor McDavid!
This is the YouTube hockey generation. There's a lot of youngsters. McKinnon against Halak. Scores!
See if the Finns can pull it together quickly, as they always seem to do.
Lane shoots and scores!
This kid is going to be a beauty.
Yeah, I know what I'm capable of.
And away we go. Downtown Toronto, Air Canada Centre, all that new technology in the opening kind of signals where we're at tonight. It's the kids' chance. 5 of the last 6 number 1 overall draft picks are on Team North America. They'll meet the Finns, led by Patrick Laine. The Telegraph came along in 1830, guys. Newspapers were hot. They said this would be the end of newspapers. Within about a decade, every newspaper was called the Telegraph or the Telegram. Convergence, the greatest ideas, the greatest events. The World Cup of Hockey, and here we go, and Elliot.
You know, as much as you're supposed to be an unbiased observer, you're also a fan of hockey. And I can't tell you how much I've been looking forward to seeing this team, North America, in a game that matters. Ever since their pre-tournament games, guys, they look spectacular. They have a chance to be spectacular. And against a good team like Finland, I'm looking forward to it.
So, Kelly, I'll leave you with this. What dictates a good start? Is it the team speed of North America, or is it the patience and the structure of Finland to pounce on mistakes?
I'm leaning towards the structure of the game, but that's not saying that Team North America can't have that. We know about their speed. I'm just hopeful they play with that speed as a 5-man unit. In Best on Best, we always cut the kids. Paul Coffey in 81, Mario Lemieux in 84 at the Canada Cup, Sidney Crosby, Torino Olympics. Couldn't make the grade because he was too young. Not tonight. Jim, Craig, and Scott are standing by. Al Murdoch's the public address announcer. It's North America, Finland, their first game. Enjoy.
Here's tonight's lineup for Team North America. Number 3, Seth Jones. Number 4, Colton Parayko. Number 5, Aaron Ekblad. Number 13, Johnny Gaudreau. Number 14, Sean Couturier. Number 15, Jack Eichel. Number 20, Brendan Saad. Number 21, Vincent Trocheck. Number 27, Ryan Murray. Number 29, Nathan McKinnon. Number 30, Matt Murray. Number 34, Austin Matthews. Number 36, John Gibson. Number 44, Morgan Riley. Number 53, Shane Gustisbehere. Number 55, Mark Scheifele. Number 71, Dylan Larkin. Number 72, Jonathan Drouin. Number 93, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. And number 97, Connor McDavid. The head coach for Team North America is Todd McClellan. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the World Cup of Hockey 2016, Team North America. Now, tonight's lineup for Team Finland. Number 3, Olli Mata. Number 7, Esa Lindell. Number 9, Mikko Koivu. Number 12, Jori Lehtera. Number 18, Sami Lepisto. Number 20, Sebastian Aho. Number 22, Ville Pukka. Number 27, Jonas Donskoy. Number 28, Lori Korpikoski. Number 29, Patrick Laine. Number 35, Pekka Rinne. Number 36, Jussi Jokinen. Number 40, Tuukka Rask. Number 45, Sami Vatanen. Number 51, Valtteri Filppula. Number 55, Rasmus Ristolainen. Number 56, Erik Haula. Number 64, Michael Granlund. Number 71, Leo Komarov. And number 91, Alexander Barkov. The head coach for Team Finland is Lauri Marjamäki. Ladies and gentlemen, Team Finland. In celebration of the World Cup of Hockey and in the spirit of international competition, the teams will now exchange a commemorative banner. Would Team Finland captain Mikko Koivu please join Team North America captain Connor McDavid at center ice. Good luck to both teams. Now, please remain standing if you are able to and remove your hats for the playing of the national anthems of the United States, Canada, and Finland.
Final two teams set to make their debut in the 2016 World Cup. If you're a fan of speed and skill, then who isn't? Then you eagerly anticipate Team North America, the best young players on the continent, McDavid, Matthews, Goodrow and company. But Team Finland has an extraordinary young talent of its own, an 18-year-old Patrick Laine. A lot of Winnipeg Jets fans watching tonight to see what their second overall draft pick can do in his first game in this World Cup. Here's Jim Hewson with Craig Simpson.
Thank you, Scott. The most interesting team in the tournament. Team North America opens against a Finnish team in transition and in many ways as fresh-faced as the North Americans. Matt Murray of Thunder Bay, Ontario has never played internationally at the highest level in junior or pro, but then he never played in the Stanley Cup playoffs when he won the Stanley Cup. Pekka Rinne, much more experienced, and he is the goaltender for the Finns. They have a very young defense, and he's the backbone of the team. Connor McDavid on the bench, the face of Team North America. Austin Matthews turned 19 yesterday, playing in Toronto, but apparently they're not old enough to start. They go with the old guys. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins at center, Jonathan Drouin and Nathan McKinnon, former junior teammates on his wings. Maple Leaf Morgan Riley is back for the puck as Team North America starts in its own zone. Esa Lindell, one of four young defensemen who would be young enough to play on Team North America for these Finns, so they really are in transition without players like Sami Salo and Kimmo Timonen on their defense. There's their young star, Rasmus Ristolainen, number 55. Mikko Koivu, veteran captain and center, moved the puck to center, and he starts the first change for the Finns. The North Americans play the puck back into their own zone. Morgan Riley to center. Drouin would like to start a change, but they don't give up possession. Instead, play the puck back. Aaron Ekblad makes a long pass that didn't get through to speedy Dylan Larkin of the Detroit Red Wings. Out to play the puck for a moment there was Rinne. And the North American team holds the puck in. Shane Gostisbehere at the blue line. Johnny Gaudreau's on the ice. Larkin with a shot that went just wide. And Jack Eichel is number 15, the center on this forward line for Team North America. Todd McClellan has constantly juggled lines trying to find the right mix through this tournament. Pouncing on a loose puck, here's Alexander Barkov. Patrick Laine with a shot. Murray with the save. Sebastian Aho on this forward line as well. From the blue line, Lepisto with a shot, and Murray makes another save. What a lot of young talent on the ice right now. The oldest of these Finnish forwards is 22-year-old Barkov. Aho's taken down. Gostisbehere gets a penalty, and it's the speed of the Finns that draws the first penalty of the game.
Yeah, good pace to the start of this game, and the one thing that you'll see is transition. You make a mistake at one end, both these teams can attack. First big save made by Matt Murray as he's able to close that one off. And then Sebastian Aho, if you ask the Finns who's the most exciting prospect, I know Laine got an awful lot of attention, but there's a young fella at 19, as you mentioned, Jim, who's got all kinds of skill.
So the Finns go to the first power play of the game. Leo Komarov out on the power play, who won the face-off, the Toronto Maple Leaf. Barkov is number 91, the cross-ice pass intended for Laine. They like to set him up for that one-timer, the right-handed shot over on the left side. Jussi Jokinen is a veteran who's in front of the net. Vatanen to Laine, didn't get the A shot away, and Matt Murray made the save. A bouncing puck, Sean Couturier and Vinny Trocheck get the puck out to center. And Trocheck is all over Sami Vatanen and just about grabbed on there. North American team made up of 12 Americans, 11 Canadians, all under 24 as of September the 1st. There's Patrick Laine, 18 years old. Couldn't make a play, and the puck is cleared down the ice by Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and this early penalty has kept a couple of the young North American players out of the game, like Austin Matthews and Connor McDavid.
Yeah, you know, they're just sitting on the bench, just twitching, ready to get out there, and they're going to have to wait till this penalty's over.
Right now, there's an offside.
At the other end, as Scott Oake mentioned in his interview with Patrick Laine, the connection between the first and second overall picks. I've lived it myself. You always watch what the other guy's going to do, and here's the very first chance on the power play. You know where the puck is going to come to, but Laine not quite able to get all that one. It was not quite in the wheelhouse, tried to adjust, but you know there's going to be lots of chances there.
Set veteran line up front with Mikko Koivu in the middle of Jonas Donskoi, Michael Granlund. Puck carrier is Rasmus Ristolainen. Granlund to Koivu. Tried to play the puck back, intercepted by Sean Couturier, and he cleared the puck down the ice. And Sean becomes a very important young man. He's the most experienced of the North American forwards, but he also plays a good defensive role with Philadelphia. Granlund to Koivu, and he'll drop the puck off. Ristolainen has Val Filppula over on the other side. He takes the pass, walks in, takes the shot. Murray the save, and he makes sure there's no garbage lying around in front.
You know, it's interesting when you talk to this group about making the decision on who would be picked for this North American team. Not a lot of young players in the National Hockey League kill penalties. They're just not at that level yet on their NHL team. So the challenge is getting this group to come together quickly. Here's your helmet cam again for the referee, Dan O'Halloran, just watching the play in front, and a heck of a play by Matt Murray, not panicking and making the save.
19 seconds left in the Gostisbehere penalty. McDavid has come on at the end of the power play. There's a long shot by Oli Mata that whizzed by the ear of Barkov, who was parked in front of the net. David out here with Couturier, who was out for the face-off. Alexander Barkov of the Florida Panthers. I asked him to, at 22, become the anchor of a line with 18-year-old Line 8, 19-year-old Aho, and they hope they grow into something like Saku Koivu, Teemu Selanne, and Jere Lehtinen were for years with the Finnish team. There's Austin Matthews. Bounces the puck to center. In front is McDavid, and he can't quite handle the pass. Scheifele was the man who made the pass, and the puck is loose, and Pekka Rinne is down on top of it. But some excitement from the McDavid, Scheifele, Matthews unit in their first shift together.
Well, it took a while to get on the ice, get on 5-on-5, and there's the play in the neutral zone. Scheifele with good speed, just in the skates for a split second to McDavid. Often he's able to make that play, kick it up. He tries to kick it with his skate right up to his stick, not able to. And a heads-up play by Pekka Rinne. How quick can they move up the ice? Just over 30 kilometers at their height. But the bad pass slowed McDavid down.
Nugent Hopkins won the faceoff from Eric Haula. Shane Gostisbehere, and along the boards, Nathan McKinnon, who had great pre-tournament games. Big Colton Parayko is number 4. He snapped the shot. Esa Lindell blocked it. And Ristolainen gets the puck as far as center. Parayko stumbled, and as he did, he got a stick in the face, and the Finns will get a penalty. So now, Team North America gets its first power play of the game.
Well, that's a play that's pretty innocent looking. Jori Lehtera makes it just at the offensive blue line, and the speed of the Finns pretty evident there, but he just got an errant stick up in the face of Parayko. You're right, I think Parayko surprised him a little bit when he turned around and stumbled, but what a chance here early. Early power plays are always difficult. You're not quite in the game, but at least for the North American team now, you've got 4.5 minutes in, played a little defensive hockey, and now a chance to show your offensive skills.
Mark Scheifele in the middle, Austin Matthews and Connor McDavid with it. Jack Eichel drops back with Shane Gostisbehere of the Philadelphia Flyers as the point man on the power play. Finns went 0 for 1. They have some more veteran penalty killers like Val Filppula, who's on the ice. McDavid. Scheifele cuts into the middle, dropped the puck off. Gostisbehere's shot blocked by Sami Vatanen. And he gets the puck out to center. Just about turned it over, now dumps it in, and Team North America must regroup 5 minutes into the game. McDavid's the puck carrier. Matthews slipped by Ristolainen, heads for the net, takes the shot, and he's down, they score! A rebound in front for Jack Eichel.
It's all about the entry and the ability to get in and get the Finn defenders a little bit off balance. It's speed through the neutral zone, little chip pass, McDavid with a backhander, and right there, sliding by the defenseman, creates the chance. It's there for a split second, and credit Jack Eichel. There's number 1 and number 2 from the year before, right on the doorstep, and it's Eichel who gets his stick on it first and puts it through. Matthews, though, slippery around the outside, gets past Ristolainen, and a heads-up play by Eichel to put it through.
So a power play goal for Team North America at 5:03, and Jack Eichel of the Buffalo Sabres has given the North Americans a 1-0 lead over Team Finland.
Well, how about Austin Matthews getting himself on the board as well so early? A lot of anticipation in this building for him.
He just climbed right up the ladder. This lineup that we weren't sure if he was going to make when the practices started at training camp in this tournament. Nico Koivu with Michael Granlund and Jonas Donskoi. Trying to capture some momentum back for the Finns. Couturier at center. After Dylan Larkin, the pass didn't get through. Larkin battles with Vinny Poka, young Chicago prospect. Slowly to center, a hard pass. Komarov couldn't take it. Erik Haula follows up. Jussi Jokinen, and the play goes offside against the Finns.
Well, Kelly Rudy talked about the fact that Matthews played in a league that he played against grown men, and here's a great example of that speed. The speed to the outside, slippery and elusive, and go to the front of the net, whether you're on power play or 5-on-5. Michael with a good nose to the net. The play started by McDavid in the neutral zone, and couldn't ask for a better start. An early penalty kill for North America and an early power play goal.
Michael from Matthews and McDavid at 5:03 with a man advantage.
How many times are you going to hear that, do you think, this tournament?
Centering pass from Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Jonathan Drouin drops the puck up. It's thrown at the net. Rene's down. It's on the line. Didn't get across. Billy Poka just saved a goal. The puck was behind Rene, and number 22 Poka was right there to poke the puck away. Almost 2-0 for the young North American team. Valtteri Filppula back the other way as Jokinen in front. Also has the Pest Komarov there. In from the blue line, Ristolainen held the puck in. There's Aaron Ekblad. And he threw the puck down the ice. And as Ristolainen cruises back, there's an icing call against North America.
Well, referee Chris Lee was in the exact perfect position to watch that, Jim, as it trickled through the legs of Pekka Rinne. And again at the front of the net, it's Nathan MacKinnon who is right there on the doorstep. What a heads-up play. Puck's rolling, looks like it's going to have enough to just go through, but Polka gets there first and somehow able to clear it, not off the skate and in, but off the skate and out of Pekka Rinne. He's right by the post. Fans are reacting to it as they're watching it, but clearly the entire puck did not go over.
And they will do a check just in case with hockey operations to make sure that the call on the ice was correct.
Yeah, look at Polka saying, it was pretty darn close, but I was there. For Pekka Rinne, you know, thinking of the strengths of the Finnish team, as so much was made about the goaltending. Tuukka Rask and Rinne. Rask struggled in the exhibition. Here's another good look. I don't think there's any question. That shouldn't take long at all.
The entire puck must be across the goal line, and it clearly wasn't.
Fans got excited, but I think a little overzealous there. Off that left pad. Would have had enough if Polka hadn't have got it. But the question, Jim, is what's the goaltending going to be like? Will Rask ever get a chance? He struggled a little bit in the preseason games, and Pekka Rinne seems to have the coach's challenge.
Call confirmed. I suppose it depends on how Pekka does in this game tonight.
Such a short tournament, you don't have much time to experiment, but coming into this, the Finns with plenty of experience anyways in goal. There's Pekka there having a chat. Goaltender's best friend when the defenseman saves a goal from going in. Way to go. Is the pace what you thought it was going to be? I think everybody in this building wanted to see if this team would just pin their ears back and get skating.
And the ultimate result of the game might depend on which team can impose a defensive will on the game.
I think one of the challenges with a young group, especially young defensemen, is getting them to stay and close the gap. We just saw a clinic by the Swedes against the Russians, Jim, where that experienced defense just clogged up the neutral zone, stayed aggressive, had confidence in their speed. And you ask any head coach for young defensemen in the National Hockey League, that's one of the biggest challenges, is to be able to do that with confidence.
Another challenge for young players is winning face-offs. Oddly enough, Canada And North America haven't had many players with much experience, but they've done well in the pre-tournament games. There's a long shot and a big rebound off Rene. Shifley couldn't quite get to it. And that shot from the blue line from Seth Jones, and now the Finns will break up. The defensive play by Matthews, and behind him is Barkov. Ryan Murray and Seth Jones. And Columbus defenseman. Jones carries the puck to center. Dumps it in off the boards. Matthews, Shifley, McDavid in after. There's another penalty coming up here, and it'll be against Team Canada. Excuse me, Team North America. And it's Mark Shifley that's going to get the draw. They're going to get the penalty. He's just about got control of the puck. The goaltender's out for the extra attacker on a delayed penalty call against Team North America. Eric Howell, drop pass. Mikko Koivu spins and deals. Hot shot from Benton, and then Matt Murray had to make a nice save to stop play, and there's a penalty call. So Team Finland will go back to the power play as Shifley goes off, but Team North America has a 1-0 lead on a goal by Jack
McDavid because he's a generational talent, and Austin Matthews because he's expected to help revitalize the team that calls this building home. McDavid and Matthews on the same line, a potent combination that's already clicked tonight, Jim.
And now they have to sit and turn this over again to the penalty killers, because Mark Shifley's in the penalty box for high sticking. Sean Couturier comes on to take the draw. I thought the North Americans would get killed in the face-off circle, and they were over 50% in every one of their pre-tournament games.
The one thing they did do in the pre-tournament games was stay out of the box. Just 6 penalty killing situations they had in the 3 games, and here already 2 early ones.
Jonas Donskoy is number 27, and after the puck for the Finns, Mikko Koivu is with him. And so is Michael Granlund, a set forward line. Rasmus Ristolainen. Val Filppula, the 4th forward on this power play. The defenseman Ristolainen is in deep. Puck squirted to the side of the net. Ekblad chases Ristolainen and put him hard into the boards. Granlund trying to get away. Ekblad recovered nicely. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins clears the puck. Scrambling to change for the North Americans. Granlund drops the puck off. Filppula into the middle. Hit Vatanen coming off the bench. He turns. Trying to get away from Brandon Saad. UC Jokinen moves away from coverage. Now he has a look at the play. Feeds the puck back. There's Vatanen with a shot. Hit a man. Filppula with a shot on the rebound. And that's stopped by Matt Murray, who's been sharp early on.
Well, with that stop, you've got another critical face-off. We've seen already early in this tournament goals off of face-off in Canada's game, in the Russian game. And here's the numbers. They're not pretty, and you think of even great players like Sidney Crosby early on in his career struggled, but then continued to work on it, and by year 3, 4 was up to that 50-52 range. So there's lots of time for these players, but as Jim mentioned, in a potentially just 3-game tournament, you better bear down and win them.
They'll really lean on Couturier, who's almost got 400 games NHL experience, despite the fact that he's still eligible for this team, and he just won another face-off. But back in come the Finns. Murray with a nice save. Komarov's after the puck. Laine was there with the initial shot. UC Jokinen. Patrick Laine looks towards the net. Back to Sami Vatanen, side of the net. Barkov, no one-timer, relayed in front, and Jokinen's shot was blocked. There's Sami Vatanen again. Laine's one-timer, that was blocked by Ryan Murray. UC Jokinen. Patrick Laine had his pocket pick. Jokinen, Sami Vatanen shoots, Murray the save, and just like he did in the Stanley Cup playoffs, he settles things down and stops the play, and the penalty to Shifley has expired. The Finns are 0 for 2 with a man advantage, and Team North America has the game's first goal from Jack Eichel at the World Cup of Hockey. All of the teams will have been in action by the time this day is over. Another 2 teams from Group B, the same as Russia and Finland. Team North America, Team Finland, the Swedes and the Russians all in one group. Canada has won 8 of 12 faceoffs. Canada, I keep calling them that. It's North America. I'm not used to continents being in a tournament like this. It's usually countries. Jack Eichel is the goal scorer for North America. Dylan Larkin snapped his shot. Pecorine made the save. Johnny Gaudreau fed the puck in front here in Ekblad. Just onside, Larkin again with a shot, and he hit Gaudreau. Yori Laterra, a little area pass. Lori Korpikoski stopped by Matt Murray. Boy, did he ever look like Carey Price, so calmly making that save. Johnny Gaudreau trying to pass the puck into the middle. It got to Aaron Ekblad. Dangling through is Jack Eichel. Finns get the puck back, and they get it outside the line. Mikko Koivu. Ahead for Jonas Donskoi, who skated onto the puck. His teammates are changing. Up comes Koivu with a shot, and he just missed the net. The pistol held the puck in. Shifley trying to clear it. Here's Colton Parayko. Got to center and fought hard to get the puck in deep. Rinne sets it up behind the net. Kotka. Jonas Donskoi. Koivu in the middle. Granlund's on the other side. Moves in on Colton Parayko, who has a great reach, and you saw it there. Donskoi after Costas Bear and got the puck away from him. Michael Granlund. Take that from Parayko. Vatanen in deep. Gets the puck back from Granlund. The centering pass cleared away, but just to the boards. Granlund, another good play by Austin Matthews. He barges to center, advances the puck. Shifley is there. Matthews goes to the net. McDavid must be somewhere coming up. He's just come off the bench. And Sami Vatanen settles things down. North Americans complete a change. Down the right side. Val Filppula. Backhand pass hit the side of the net. Jussi Jokinen. Leo Komarov. Puck swept away from him, but held in by Esa Lindell off the defense. He's number 7. Jonathan Drouin starts the breakout. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Quickly ahead to Nathan McKinnon. Taken out hard, and a good defensive play by Rasmus Ristolainen. North Americans get the puck back. Morgan Riley. McKinnon, here's a wraparound attempt in front of the net. Drouin stopped by Rinne. Nugent-Hopkins, McKinnon, and Drouin come close for Team North America.
There's that pressure down low. You see the individual battles that are starting to establish. Ristolainen having to battle a couple of times. Loose puck is in play. Good patience by Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and then desperation. Pekka Rinne felt the puck, but then didn't know where the rebound was. A little shuttle pass there by Nugent-Hopkins, and in desperation, Ristolainen probably saved a goal there going down. The puck was in play in the crease for just a split second, as you saw it there, but the North American team couldn't put it home.
A couple of big plays right near the goal line, one by Ristolainen, the other by Ville Pokka. Or the young North Americans could be further ahead than they are. 1-0. Couturier, Brandon Saad, Vinny Trocheck. This is as close to a checking line as you'll get on Team North America. Sammy Lepisto, 31, the oldest of the defensemen. On the Finns, Morgan Riley held the puck in with a shot that's deflected. Patrick Laine out with Alexander Barkov, and Sebastian Aho is number 20. Aho had the puck swept away from him. Johnny Gaudreau trying to get loose. North America's offside.
You mentioned the fact that the North American team could be up 2 or even 3. Well, they could also be even in this game as well. I think Matt Murray has shown that, last year to win the Stanley Cup was no fluke at all. He was successful in the American League, best goals against down there, successful in the Stanley Cup playoffs with this kind of calm, cool composure. And I think he has really continued to be dialed in. He grew leaps and bounds during the experience of winning the Stanley Cup, and it looks like he's carried it over into this tournament.
Backed up tonight by John Gibson. Connor Hellebuck is the third goaltender. Jack Eichel looking for Gaudreau, finds him, racing up is the Ghost. Gaudreau shoots, and he hit the post as Gostisbehere got to the net, and Gaudreau decided to shoot. Lori Korpikoski is back the other way. He's a great skater. Checked by Colton Parayko. And here's Johnny Gaudreau. At the line, he stick-handled into the feet of Mikko Koivu, and that put the play offside. But they're fun to watch with all that speed. Jack Eichel at 5:03 of the first period has the game's only goal, but it hasn't lacked chances at either end. Johnny Gaudreau, here's the bell of the pipes.
About the meteoric rise of Matt Murray, has run all the way to the Stanley Cup last spring, and now here he is in his first best-on-best tournament with the Sioux Greyhounds. Murray was cut twice in back-to-back years from Canada's World Junior team. He's calm, cool, and collected, but he admits those cuts hurt. Book on Team North America when the World Cup format was announced was the under-24s could be okay, but what about a goaltender? Then Murray showed up and won the Stanley Cup, and then the goaltending was no longer an issue. By the way, he'll still be eligible for the Calder Trophy this season, having played only 13 regular season games last season, Jim.
Remarkable performance, and he's been very good early in this game. Connor McDavid. Seth Jones with a shot that went just wide. There's Matthews after the puck. Stops. Trying to feed McDavid. Seth Jones with a wrist shot. Esa Lindell blocked that. And the Finns get out of their own zone. Mikko Koivu trying to pick up some speed. Granlund's with it. Cuts to his forehand. Couldn't get a shot. Mark Scheifele. There's Connor McDavid on Esa Lindell. He caught the D flat-footed. Passed the puck off the side of the net. Scheifele's there to pick it up. Matthews got wiped out in front. Parayko with a hard shot. And McDavid just knocked that down and kept possession. Esa Lindell battled to get the puck back. Koivu with Donskoy and Granlund. 3-on-2 to center end of a shift.
You really have to take notice on that line when you're sniffing offensively, trying to make a chance. If you get an odd man rush, the Finns do going one way. If you don't make a play, you got to be ready to get back on your horse defensively, as you saw McDavid turn that transition so quickly.
Colton Parayko with a long drive in from center. UC Jokinen. Cross-ice pass, Komarov couldn't take it. Got some help from Jokinen, the center on this line. He's checked by Shane Gostisbehere, and the puck is flipped to center. Racing on it, Nathan McKinnon, drop pass. Druin didn't read that right. He cut to his right when the puck went left. Nugent Hopkins is out front. McKinnon battles hard against Mata. Morgan Riley. Druin. Riley with a shot, and a nice save by Rinne as the defenseman jumped into the play. And again, the North Americans put some pressure on some experienced Finnish players. Leo Komarov. End of the shift, he wants to get the puck in deep. North Americans trying to take advantage.
Jim, when you've got so many top picks, you look at their puck control. I mean, that's what really stands out early. Nathan McKinnon there, just protecting the puck, making plays in small areas. They're hard to strip from the puck. Line doing the same thing going back the other way for the Finns.
Not dumping the puck in to make changes. Instead,
they got all kinds of confidence, don't they?
They sure do. Brandon Saad drives wide with a shot. That went off the mask of Rinne and deflected out of play.
The fifth season is when kids dream big. That's why we're a proud sponsor of the World Cup of Hockey, with over 8,000 community teams across Canada.
No, it's a rarity to have just the first overall picks, a generational type player. Look, you see the speed of McDavid. The defenseman turns to the inside. McDavid loses it a bit, tries to go short side, but that's just how quickly the puck can go from defense to offense with this group.
Eric Haula won the draw. Esa Lindell flips the puck to center. Korpikoski, Jori Lehtera, and Eric Haula. But the North Americans take the puck back. Dylan Larkin does everything in a hurry. Drives Ristolainen back and made him turn. Johnny Gaudreau to the blue line. Seth Jones fires a shot. Rinne made the save.
Well, right now, when you look at the pace of this game, I think the important thing to remember here is, as we saw Canada do last night, can you keep that pace up? And that's something that'll be interesting to watch with the North American team. Canada was able to do it and wear down the Czech Republic, but Canada's also had a group of guys that have been playing at this level for a long time. It'll be really interesting to see if this young group can continue to push the pace and not make the mistakes that you sometimes see when you take chances.
Well, they should be in shape to do it because they seldom leave the ice. Koivu won the draw. Driving up the boards. Granlund got the puck out to center, but the North Americans get it back. Finns haven't been in the attacking zone for a while. Parayko sends the North Americans back to the attacking zone, but the puck's out of play.
I think part of it too is the mentality of the coaching staff here. You know, Todd McLellan has got the personality, knows he's got to nurture some of these guys, but also John Cooper next to him is a guy who's gotten a lot out of young players. He's been able to win at each level. Dave Tippett in Arizona is a guy who's got a great reputation of teaching, and I think that's a really important thing, and in such a short period of time to try to get as much information down in a way that these guys can learn quickly and produce it on the ice.
Attacking zone face-off. McDavid comes on with Scheifele and Matthews. False start. And Mikko Koivu is going to get waved out. Alexander Barkov will come in and take the draw against McDavid. McDavid went straight ahead to the net. Rene made the save. Matthews hooked the puck around. It's still loose. Right on the goal line, but it's not in the net. Now it is. And the North Americans have forged ahead 2-0. This one, they weren't able to keep out.
Cerebral players. You mentioned so often you're not winning draws. The Finns, 2 in a row, just snapped it back easily. So what does Connor McDavid do? A little conversation with his winger. Instead of trying to snap it back, both of you go to the net. Puck's available for a second. Matthews throws it at the net. And McDavid, it just pops through. Once again, great positioning by the official. Nobody can get to it. And then the leg of Pekka Rinne, skate just knocks it over the line. Rinne has no idea where it is. The officials do. They don't blow the whistle, and he gets bumped back in. Now, the only question you could have here is, was he pushed in by Connor McDavid? And you can't do that to a goaltender. So let's have a look here.
So there may be a challenge from the Finnish bench.
Boy, there's quite a scrum there, wasn't there, as the Finnish defenseman and centerman Barkov is there, Vatanen is there. Now, does Scheifele knock him in? Oh, this one might come back because it is the move of Scheifele that knocks the defender in, and that pushes the goaltender onto the puck and past the line. This is going to be a tough one.
Lauri Marjamäki is the young coach, 39-year-old, the youngest coach in this tournament. Ably aided by Teppo Numminen, who has a lot of experience on the ice and off the ice with the Finnish team. This will be a coach's challenge, and it may come back.
Plays in a review for goaltender interference.
Goaltender interference there, and there's no question that Scheifele knocked Barkov in, and if the puck had already crossed the line, I think the definitive factor here, Jim, is, okay, the puck's sitting there, and it goes in because of it goes off the skate of Pekka Rinne, and the only reason I think is that Scheifele knocked Barkov into him.
McDavid knows where it is. He's trying desperately to get a stick on it.
I think this one's going to come back.
Well, that's 3 in this period for the North Americans right on the goal line. 2 of them have been swept away, or one swept away, one with a save by Ristolainen, and then this one.
And in credit to the officials, who before the one earlier, Chris Lee was in great position, saw it, and you can see O'Halloran's got his whistle up to his mouth, but then he's just focused on where it is, so he's not really looking at what happened in front. McDavid stayed on it, as you mentioned, tried desperately to get his stick around the goaltender, but wasn't able to. So one of the things that we've noticed here too, so many of the European coaches don't have the same NHL rules, and Teppo Numminen talking to the video controller in the room and saying, yeah, I think they got, and go for the coach's challenge, and there it goes. Very efficient.
There are some differences. Many of the European coaches don't have to deal with timeouts, and they don't have to use them strategically during the game. The television timeouts, they don't have to deal with the coach's challenge.
Here's what Dan O'Halloran is watching. So where do his eyes go after the plays at the net? Immediately, he's got his eyes on the puck right there, so he sees that it's off the skate.
That there's interference on the goaltender, so there's no goal.
That's the right call. It's not a popular one here in the building, but I think there's no question it's the right call.
And the Finns don't lose their timeout.
You know, you think about the Finnish mentality here. So many changes from the Sochi Olympics, and the success they've had with the World Juniors, I think, really propelled the idea here, much like a team, draft and develop, right, Jim?
Yeah.
Well, this is a group the Finnish team for this World Cup, I think, is of that mindset. Bring the young players in and let them develop.
They've got so many players that are gone. Teemu Selanne. It's been 3 decades since a Finnish team played in a tournament like this without the Finnish flash. And Teemu Selanne, by the way, will be along in our first intermission with Ron and the guys.
And as you mentioned, you look at Barkov and Aho and Laine, and all of a sudden they're aligned together. Here's the missing ingredients, and it was a pretty special Sochi Olympics. The emotion of the Finns winning that bronze medal, beating the Americans, and seeing Teemu Selanne there in his final Olympic moments was pretty special for not only Finland, but anybody who's a fan of the game.
So the coach's challenge worked, I think, fairly, and it's back to a 1-0 game for Team North America, but they've been close to being ahead by 2 or 3. Here's Connor McDavid again, snaps a shot, and that deflected off the Finnish defenseman and out of play.
Well, this stage is a big one for Connor McDavid. I think it's pretty obvious that he's trying to make an impact. He came into this game without having a point, gets one early in the first period. That's a weight off his shoulders. There's no question in my mind that he will be the next captain of the Edmonton Oilers, and Todd McClellan, as his head coach, gave him that opportunity here to get a little trial run, and I think he's handled it well.
Finns get the puck off the draw. Erik Haula left the puck for Leo Komarov, a pass into the middle. And the North Americans get it back. Nugent Hopkins, McKinnon, and Drouin. Gus to spare. Fires the puck in. Rene out to meet it. Nugent Hopkins in on it. McKinnon drifting around in front of the net. Val Filppula left the puck for Sami Vatanen. Olimata intercepted. And Drouin couldn't hold the puck in. McKinnon tripped up Jussi Jokinen. Vatanen steps up in the neutral zone and intercepted a pass. Back the other way, Eichel takes over. To the open side, Johnny Gaudreau. Jack Eichel ran out of room. Vatanen cut him off. Sebastian Aho. Sami Lepisto. Here's Aho again. Flipped the puck ahead. Couldn't get it to Barkov, so he shoots it in and gives it up. And Gaudreau comes back the other way. Ryan Murray jumps up to join him and fires a shot that's deflected out of play by Ville Pokka.
Well, not lost on the importance of this tournament for Patrik Laine. As Scott mentioned, the folks in Winnipeg excited about him joining training camp and trying to establish himself as an NHL player. I mentioned off the top the comparisons he said at the draft. I feel I should be number 1. Why not? Have the confidence, go show that you belong in the National Hockey League, and I'm sure he'll be watching Austin Matthews and his progress very closely as they compete head-to-head.
They both serve notice that they're ready to play.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the physical abilities of both of them are above what normal 18-year-olds have coming into the National Hockey League.
Where you really start to see the difference for young players is when they played about 40 games in all those dog days of January and February, playing 4 games and 6 nights on the road.
Learning how to play under fatigue and just keeping that mental sharpness, it is a real challenge the first year.
Brandon Saad fishing for the puck, couldn't quite get the shot. Jonas Donskoy. Murray decided to leave the puck for Ekblad. Granlund's right on him. Ekblad. Trocheck told to wheel by Saad. He does, and he fires the puck in, and another one almost leaked through. Really had no idea where the puck was, and it was loose. Another close call right around the goal line. And as Erik Haula carries the puck in, the horn sounds to end the first period, and this young North American team hasn't disappointed. What happened to this puck?
Well, another bouncing puck, but look at Rene. He thinks he has it underneath his arm, and one guy who's got to go to the room and regroup. Look at it, it's right there. Once again, the official's on top of it, doesn't blow the whistle, and it was almost there for a wide open tip-in.
Now North America won. They thought they had 2, and there were a couple of other close calls. Team North America ahead of Finland 1-0 at the World.
Right now in the intermission are some 4- and 5-year-olds. Can you imagine the thrill? They're on the same ice that McDavid and Matthews and Laine just lit it up. Goodrow, gosh, everybody was so impressive. Reminds us also of Teemu Selanne. Teemu, of course, broke into the NHL and won the Calder Trophy, set the record with 76 goals as a rookie. Incredible career, the highest scoring Finn of all time, 684 goals, a Rocket Richard Trophy winner, a Stanley Cup winner, a 6-time Olympian, 4 times he won medals. Kelly, you and I were ringside in Torino when Teemu was so unbelievable. Mikko Koivu broke his stick on a draw, and I mean, unfair. And you know, he lives in the fast lane, drives cars, owns restaurants. You're supposed to go bald or gray. You're supposed to, something's supposed to happen
a little bit, please.
No. You live in California, you don't do that.
Well, I did.
Teemu, we started with the young guns here, and we ended the period with an under-6 team. But there's another one in Patrik Laine. The build-up. Is it even conceivable that this guy could end up having a career like yours?
You know what? He has all the tools. He's a big, strong. He has unbelievable hands, and I'm really expecting that he's going to have a great career. And as long as he stay healthy and do the right things.
In the pre-tournament, Teemu, he ripped a shot by Jonathan Quick, high short side. What is it about his release? Because you can have a hard shot, but that doesn't fool many goalies.
Well, first of all, like I said, he has great, quick release, you know, and it's so effortless. He can shoot so fast and so hard and very little motion. So that's what makes him so special. And he practiced those shots so much, and that's what it takes, you know. And when you have a passion to shoot and score, you know, good things happen.
The right things you just mentioned. I'd love to hear more about that. Who you surround yourself with, who the team, the Jets, give him. What are the kinds of things you think he needs to have that great trajectory?
Well, obviously, there's a lot of things what he has to adjust very quickly. You know, obviously it's a different culture, different language, but most of the thing is the small ice, quicker game, more physical. So you never know how long the time it takes to get used to it. So. But I think this is going to be perfect practice for him before he goes to Winnipeg and start the NHL. And like I said, he's a big, strong guy. He can play physical, so he has all the tools. And I think Winnipeg people, they're going to love him.
Talk to us a little bit about the pressure that Team Finland's feeling. You know, someone mentioned to me that one of the exhibition games back home in your country did about $1.6 million for an exhibition game against Sweden. Talk about the weight on their shoulders in this particular tournament.
Well, obviously the Finnish hockey is a little bit like here in Canada. You know, it's a big sport and everybody loves hockey. And lately, in past years, we have played so well and the expectations are always high. So, but everybody knows, like when we come to the World Cup, we play against the best players. We don't have that kind of pressure like in Canada that we have to win. But we know that we can almost beat anybody when we have a good day. And obviously, we have a young team. One thing you can buy is experience, and I don't think we have that enough yet, but we can still surprise a lot of people.
The game is full of young players with great speed. You were one of those players. You had great hands as well, the great combination. But if you're going to turn it around and say, well, what would cause those guys some hardship on the ice? Like, what gave you a problem? What would a defenseman do to you to slow you down?
Well, obviously, if the defenseman can keep the good cap and be right in your face before you get the high speed, I think that was the hardest thing, and especially when you get the good back checking also. But usually the speed kills, you know.
Yeah.
And that was like my bread and butter, you know. Use the speed and take the defensemen wide, and so if you have a lot of speed, you're gonna create a lot of problems.
You had it. You know, another guy does is Connor McDavid that first period.
He can fly that kid.
He can fly. And it's just with the puck. Without the puck, it doesn't matter. It doesn't even have to be full stride. We can see the speeds that he can hit. This one, never higher. This one hits, 37 kilometers an hour. And the one thing that you really notice, Teemu, is that he's able to put pucks in areas where he's going to go get it. And again, that was to your game a little bit, but it just seems like the kids might even have that extra gear now.
Exactly. That's like, you can't defend that. Like that, when I played with Paul Kariya, our goal was just put the puck behind the D and beat the defenseman. We got 2-on-0s, 2-on-1s, 3-4 every game, you know, and that's what he can do. You know, you can't defend that kind of speed, and he can go sideways. This guy is a full package.
I shared with you, Craig Simpson told the story to our viewers about your experience in Sochi and how emotional it was for all our hockey fans. But I also witnessed something on the plane coming home on the charter. Alex Ovechkin went up to you and embraced you and started. You had a private moment. Can you share that story with us?
Yeah, first of all, he gets us game and said, congrats, great tournament. But I was really surprised that when he started asking like the way how I train in the off season, and he was wondering like it's unbelievable. You're almost 44, you're still playing in this level, and he wanted to get some tips about his training, how he can get better, and he wants to take the one more step at least, and. I was kind of really surprised that he asked me that, but it felt good, and it just shows how much respect there is. But I told him you shouldn't change much at all, It's just.
But you refused to give him any tips on how to avoid gray hair.
Yeah,
that one's staying in Finland.
I can't tell all the secrets.
All right, here's Connor McDavid. Stick around, table. Here's Scott Oak and Connor.
Connor, your coach, Todd McClellan's been asking your team to find the balance between grit, defending, and creating chances, but you created a ton of chances in the first period. Did Team North America come into this game thinking that you could push the pace the way you did?
Yeah, that's what we're going to try and do most games. I thought we had a good period. It's definitely a good start, the start we were looking for. We created a lot of chances and didn't give up too much even on the penalty kill, so it's definitely the start we wanted.
You've played on some very talented teams, World Juniors, for example, but this is an extraordinary collection of talent. I know it's early, but how do you think you'll remember this team?
Yeah, I think you're just going to remember, the group of guys. We've come pretty close. It's going to happen when you have, guys all around the same age. So, we're a close group, and we like playing for each other. So, I think that's definitely the thing I'll remember about it.
Thank you, Connor. Appreciate your time.
Thanks a lot.
World versus North America at the All-Star Game was in '98. To get ready for Nagano, they did it in Vancouver, and it was kind of the last time Wayne and Mark had a special moment together. Wayne fed Mark for a beautiful goal that allowed the North Americans to rally, but the star of the game was Teemu Selanne. He had a hat trick in that game. I'll never forget that. That paved the way for those 6 Olympic Games that you participated in, Teemu. Great to have you join us on the show. It's going to be a lovely week and a bit here in Toronto. Thank you.
Thank you.
Here's the finish flash. We'll come back and just dissect the first period a little bit. We've anointed Connor McDavid the captain of the Oilers. What will we say about Austin Matthews? That's next.
Well, in North America, for a young team, didn't make a lot of mistakes. I thought they played mostly error-free hockey, but the other thing, too, is Finland's got to be going back to the room saying, thank goodness it's only 1-0. I mean, this could have been a 4-5-0 game. There was Polka making the great play to keep that off the goal line. We're going to post here. We're going to get a crossbar here. There was another goal disallowed when Scheifele knocked his man into the net. And Rene, too, it seemed like he had a lot of trouble finding the puck and where it was.
And this is why you don't judge a book by its cover, because we saw Austin Matthews to start the game in the introductions, and he did look a little nervous. I mean, it's his debut here in front of Toronto fans in the Air Canada Centre, yet he didn't show any of the nerves to start this. This is what you continue to marvel, is that he is physically strong on his skates. He's a legit 220 pounds, which is remarkable because he just turned 19. I mean, this guy is the real deal.
Matt Murray was tremendous. He made a couple of key early saves. Ryan Murray blocked a shot. Aaron Ekblad defensively coming back on the back check. What a period for the North Americans, but as Elliott said, it is only 1-0.
I was standing next to Team Finland's equipment manager at ice level tonight. His name, Aki Berg. The question, are you the Aki Berg? Meaning, are you the former Leaf defenseman? The answer, yes, I am. Aki, 3rd overall pick by Los Angeles in '95. Played here in Toronto from 2000 to 2006. Had 5 years with TPS in Finland after that. Now he's the team's equipment manager, helping out at the World Cups. Good to see Aki Berg still in the game, Jim.
Got to find a way to stay in the game, and he has. Finns need to find a way to stay in this game, and they have, because they've swept a couple of pucks off the goal line, got a coach's challenge to go in their favor. For their goaltender, Pekka Rinne, the more experienced goaltender in this game, has been a bit leaky. So North America leads 1-0. And they had the measure of the Finns in terms of territorial play in the first period. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins back in his own zone with McKinnon and Drouin. Donskoy to the net. Matt Murray kicked that puck aside. And the North Americans get out to center. Mikko Koivu is back. Fed the puck ahead. Michael Granlund trying to make a move on Morgan Riley. All he could do was dump the puck in. Jonas Donskoy as the Finns start a change. Filppula comes on. Sami Vatanen fires a puck off the skate of Aaron Ekblad. Nathan McKinnon to center. Olli Määttä stood up there and helped the Finns get the puck back. Sami Vatanen. McDavid line comes back on and a shoot-in. Hit somebody at the Finnish bench.
You mentioned Pekka Rinne in his first period, Jim. Yes, he got some help from a defenseman, but he also had trouble with the puck. Here's their first goal by Jack Eichel. Can't control the rebound. Another one gets through him, gets helped by his defenseman. This is a desperation save, but doesn't know where that is behind him. And another one that the review was there, the interference by Scheifele. And even this last one at the end of the period, he's thinking that he's got it. That is not a sharp period by the veteran goaltender.
At the other end, 22-year-old Matt Murray from Thunder Bay. Very solid. Not quite as busy. Colton Parayko. Trying to hold the puck, and he's backed up by Scheifele. Shane Gostisbehere, McDavid, Scheifele, and Matthews on the ice, and the puck is swept away from Scheifele by Val Filppula. Here's Leo Komarov, turned the puck over at the attacking blue line. Vatanen helped him out by running into Scheifele. Austin Matthews. And an assist on the only goal of the game by Jack Eichel at 5:03 in his first game in the building where he'll likely play an awful lot of games. Patrick Laine got to dump the puck in and couldn't. Alexander Barkov plays a little keep away here against Eichel, but the puck's taken back, and Gaudreau couldn't get away. Rinne undecided and swept the puck away. Laine, Aho, and Barkov trying to move in, and they're offside for Finland.
Well, not to be outdone by the North American youngsters on the other side. The 5 first overall picks. Well, Finland has one of their own, and I just think that the sky's the limit for this guy too. Is number 2 this last year, but he proved at the World Championships, he proved at the World Juniors last year that on the highest level he can compete at this young age, and it'll be fun to watch his development in Winnipeg as he starts his young career.
Dylan Larkin with the shoot in for Team North America. And they set that up on the boards. They can't get out. Ekblad with a shot that's wide. Morgan Riley on the other side against Korpakowski. Backed up by Eichel, who got the puck towards the net. Larkin. Johnny Gaudreau protects the puck against Sammy Lepisto. Eichel was down low, wanted the puck. Ekblad steps in and took it from Gaudreau. Dylan Larkin back for Ekblad. The puck eluded him and comes all the way back into the North American zone. Esa Lindell shoots the puck back in for the Finns. Ekblad drops the puck back for Florida teammate Vinny Trocheck. Lindell checked by Saad. Trocheck. As Sean Couturier headed for the front of the net, now to the boards to get the puck, but it rolled to Jonas Donskoi. Michael Granlund in on Jones with a shot way wide of the net. Couturier will start to break up the other way. Brandon Saad straight up the middle, breaks for the net, takes the shot. Rinne with a nice save. And a great break. And Brandon Saad muscled his way through the defense.
Excellent job by Saad, just putting the puck to an area so that he couldn't get it knocked off his stick. Kept his legs going, and there's another good young player who's had a career high 31 goals last year. See how he just kept his stick off of the puck so it couldn't get knocked. The defenseman there just wants to whack your stick, and that'll take the puck away. Leave the stick in an area, jump through, battle, and get a good shot on goal that Pekka Rinne had to be sharp with.
That was on Lindell and Ristolainen, and it should be noted that despite their age, in terms of NHL games, the North American team has more experience on the blue line than the Finns.
I know, it's a real revelation for this Finnish team. No Sami Salo, no Kimmo Timonen. Lots of big turnover from the national team.
Valtteri Filppula played the puck back to his defense. Olli Määttä back to Filppula. Got Jussi Jokinen with him over on the right side. Driving in on Jonathan Drouin. Jokinen. Leo Komarov. Vatanen is in deep as Komarov stops. Trying to lose Ryan Murray, the defenseman who's chasing it. Vilkina got double teamed and the North Americans get the puck back. Nugent Hopkins to Nathan McKinnon. Oli Mata under pressure. Made the play, bounced the puck ahead. Vilkina to Jokinen, end of a shift. Murray communicating with Morgan Riley. Connor McDavid's come on. Shifley on the right side. Matthews already up at center. The pass to Shifley. Austin Matthews stops up and shoots. The rebound stopped by Rinne, who made a couple of saves on Team North America.
Good execution off of a set breakout. Stationary breakout from your own zone. Good heads-up play by Riley. Look at the support by Matthews. And instead of trying a risky play, he gets a shot on goal that creates a rebound. And so often, if you can keep that low shot there, it leaves a rebound available. And that's a heads-up play by Shifley, jumping on it. And Rinne had to be sharp again.
That's what Todd McClellan has been harping on his team to do since they started to get together.
Don't overpass.
Yeah. Matthews trying to stuff the puck in. Couldn't do it against Rinne, who's pretty good in this second period. Morgan Riley knocks the puck down, feeds Shifley. Matthews is with him in the middle. Connor McDavid moving up, the drop pass. Ekblad stopped by Rinne. That was pretty to watch. Pinpoint passing, and Aaron Ekblad got the shot.
I mentioned before, when you give up the blue line, how dangerous the team can be. And here's a little bit of a gap by the Finnish D. They're forced to back off. Now you can move laterally, back not only the D, but Patrik Laine back checking, and that's what opened up the bump back pass that Ekblad couldn't find a hole through Rinne.
Well, you think that as the game wears on, and you saw in the first period, a couple of those young Finnish defensemen got backed off by the speed, and now they're a little nervous about it.
Well, wouldn't you be after that first period, flying down the wing? And again, it's the hardest part for young defensemen is to have that confidence in your feet to be able to cover the gap.
Parayko kept the puck and they score. Tipped in front by Johnny Gaudreau. And North America has a 2-0 lead, and I don't think this one's coming back.
It's just winning battles, and winning battles down low to keep the puck alive, winning battles to get to the front of the net, and this is great hand-eye from Johnny Gaudreau. They errant pass trying to get it out. Oh, just a jump to his left, but look at the hand-eye and body coordination. At the blue line, no question that's in. Parayko, just the quick wrister, floppy puck that gets deflected underneath the blocker of Pekka Rinne. Here's the look from the officials' cam, just sees it beautifully, tracks it all the way to the back of the net.
Colton Parayko, what a find he's been. He's never played like most of these players have been in World Juniors and on the international level at under 18s, under 17s. Not Colton Parayko, but he belongs on this team. And he's got an assist on a Gaudreau goal as Matt Murray makes a save on a shot by Mikko Koivu.
Well, Johnny Gaudreau has got not much to prove. 2 great seasons in the National Hockey League. Parayko, former Alberta Junior Hockey League. It's not how hard the shot is, it's just where it gets to. And Gaudreau goes to the front of the net and makes a perfect deflection there past the goaltender.
And it was the pressure of the forecheck that caused Rasmus Ristolainen to throw that puck out to the blue line, and Parayko knocked it down. Right off the draw, Murray makes a save there. Got a shot by Jonas Donskoi.
Boy, that had a chance, didn't it?
Sure did. Brandon Saad to the net. Couturier had a chance to tip that. Another pass in front from Ryan Murray to Brandon Saad. Intercepted by Granlund. He's out to center. No further. Jones back in. Sean Couturier looks around. Drop pass. Seth Jones in front. Trocheck gets the puck to his stick and makes a nifty move on Koivu. Couturier out front. Backhand shot by Ekblad. Man, the Finns have got their hands full now with this North American team that's getting better as the game wears on. Ekblad with his shot. Rinne knocked it down. Koivu gets the puck and settles things down, throwing the puck to center, but the North Americans shoot it right back in. Sami Vatanen to Komarov coming off the bench. He tipped the puck in. Goes in after Ekblad. Gets the hit. Morgan Riley, a tip into the middle by Drouin. Got to Ekblad. His pass ahead, Nugent Hopkins. Drops the puck off. Drouin has McKinnon out in front of the net. Cycles the puck back for Nugent Hopkins. To the blue line and Gostisbehere. Did the puck come out? Yes, a delayed offside, but Filppula has the puck for the Finns. Komarov can't handle the puck, and the North Americans get it back. And you've seen so many times in this game, if the Finns don't make a play, the North Americans are coming back in a hurry. What a transition game they've got. Colton Parayko.
Look at the communication. Listen to the communication on the ice there, too, as they're calling for the puck.
Nugent Hopkins goes to the front of the net. Rene, there's a rebound. They score. Jonathan Drouin makes it 3-0 North America.
Oh, this has been a heck of a clinic at this point, and you know, one thing about youth, they sometimes don't think too much. They just react and play, and this is a group of 5 having a lot of fun with the puck, jumping on loose pucks. It's Ryan Nugent-Hopkins who keeps the puck alive. We mentioned before Rene having trouble with rebounds. Nugent-Hopkins chips it through, and Drouin had a hard time getting a hold of it. See, off of both pads there, but he got just enough of it to get in, and everybody loves a goal, don't they? There's a lot of youthful enthusiasm on that bench.
2 minutes after the goal by Johnny Gaudreau. The third one comes from Drouin. And the Finns are in a heap of trouble in game number 1 of the World Cup. At one point of that shift, both defensemen, Gostisbehere and Parayko, were in deep at the goal line. They had support behind them.
There's the fine line, Jim. At some point, it might cost you. It might be a mistake that ends up in the back of your net. But right now, this group, I think, has that overall mentality of just go.
Vatanen with a hot shot. Finns can't seem to get through the neutral zone. They can't make a play, and they're turning the puck over, and then back come the North Americans quickly. Only Mata now. He gets into the attacking zone. A shot by Haula. Goes wide in the net. Korpakowski is there. Ryan Murray up the boards. Turnover. Jori Lehtera to the front of the net. Eric Haula couldn't get the puck. It was in the air. Gaudreau gets the puck to center. Eichel trying to turn this into a 2-on-1. A return pass. Can't get the shot. Thrown towards the net. There's a shot by Gaudreau. 2 shots, and Rene got a piece of that one. Eichel to the blue line. Seth Jones. Ryan Murray, his pass. Rene got across, made 2 big saves as the North Americans continue to assault the Finnish net. And an appreciative crowd that may have been curious at the start of this game are really becoming fans of Team North America.
Well, what's not to like? I mean, they just continue to hound the puck. As I mentioned, it's just a common theme. There's only one puck on the ice, and right now the white sweaters are getting to it quicker than the blue ones. And Pekka Rinne just looking all around his net. He's down on his rear end and somehow makes 2-3 good saves to keep it a 3-goal game.
Shots are 12-4 North America in the second period. They've scored twice and have a 3-0 lead. And remember, they had a goal called back. Sean Couturier's shot. Ole Mata got a piece of that. Centering pass didn't get through. From the blue line, Gostisbehere. Trocheck. Brandon Saad drops the puck off. Gostisbehere will just hold it in. Here comes Colton Parayko, and he put on the brakes because Trocheck was already there. Ole Mata as the North Americans change, trying to come out of his own zone. Finns need a change, so they play the puck back. Halfway through the second period. Nathan McKinnon. Makes the play up the middle. Nugent Hopkins couldn't quite catch up to the puck. Morgan Riley backed up by Nugent Hopkins. Aaron Ekblad steps up and drives the puck in. Jokinen is back. McKinnon's right on him. No time and space for the Finns at all. Leo Komarov, he's bumped by Nugent Hopkins. Ristolainen got the puck out. Lindell checked by Drouin. Filppula runs into Morgan Riley. Ekblad is there, and Leo Komarov claimed the victim. Leo gets a hold of the puck and plays it back. Lindell in for Pilkina. Battling with Morgan Riley. Up the boards, not out. Aho kept the puck in. Vatanen fires a shot, and he just missed the net. Ekblad. Finally some pressure here from the Finns. From the blue line, Sami Vatanen fakes, takes, it's blocked, and Riley clears the puck. He needs a change, and he's lucky here. That's not enough for icing, and on the long change in the second period, the North Americans get theirs. That's the first pushback shift in a while. Laine with a pass that's knocked down. Mata followed with a shot wide. Alexander Barkov to the blue line. Hard pass up the middle by Shifley, trying to spring McDavid. He'll have to go in after the puck against Lepisto. Ryan Murray holds the puck in. Shifley has Matthews out front and McDavid. After Lepisto gave the puck away to Mark Shifley. Into the middle. Matthews shoots and he ripped the shot just wide of the net. Patrick Laine with Aho and Barkov into the attacking zone. Youthful looking Aho trying to find the puck and he couldn't. From the blue line, Vinny Polka dumps the puck in. Seth Jones will go after it. Barkov is there. Lindell stood up at the blue line and held the North Americans in their own zone. Murray to Jones and ahead to McDavid at the end of his shift to tip in. Pecorine, Esa Lindell, and up the boards to Jori Lehtera. Eric Haula. Polka got to center and dump the puck in. That's Colton Parayko back, and the North Americans break out again. There's an area pass for Gaudreau, was knocked down by Olli Mata. And back in comes Mata with some room. He shoots, and Murray made a nice save. Got his stick on it. On the other side, Ristolainen. Eric Haula. Jori Lehtera centering pass. Korpikoski couldn't get the puck. Lehtera dumps the puck in the corner. Costa spare, first man back to Johnny Gaudreau, and he'll start out. Tried to pass across the ice. It was tipped. Eric Haula picked the puck up, and then he gave it right back to Colton Parayko. Dylan Larkin moves in. He's got Eichel with him. Gaudreau coming up as well. And the Finns battle the puck to center. Ekblad is there for it and shoots it right back in. North Americans change. Couturier's line comes on. Trocheck holds the puck into the blue line. Brandon Saad after it. Couturier, Trocheck's in front. Ristolainen trying to recover. Up the boards. Donskoy couldn't get out of his own zone. Brandon into the middle of the ice, and again the North Americans get the puck back. On the regroup, Trocheck has some speed. Off the wing. Banks one off the boards. Couturier gets to the puck. Trocheck. Drouin has come on. Ekblad with a shot. Caught by Pecorine. And he stops playing. Canadian and the American. Gaudreau and Drouin scored goals 2 minutes apart, and Team North America.
Oh, definitely one of them. He's taken the league by storm. 78 points for the Flames last season. Had 6 game winners. Has the 2-0 goal here tonight. The kind of player who's a threat to make something happen every time he's on the ice. He's without a contract, and negotiations with the Flames continue. At least Gaudreau thinks they do, because he's not talking to his agent during the World Cup. But he wasn't about to miss this World Cup, and Team North America is better for it. Jim?
Bought lots of insurance so he could play in the tournament, despite the fact that he's without a contract. There's a lot of next ones. There's a lot of now ones on this team. This is pretty impressive.
Absolutely. I think everybody who thought this was maybe a little bit gimmicky can sort of look at the early results of how they've come together as a group.
So Finns are pretty young too, so I think the North Americans are playing in their weight class tonight, but there are some veterans here, and they haven't been able to lean on this North American team.
No, I think it's the perfect first opponent for the North Americans too. A good early test.
Drouin across the ice. Parayko took a shot. It was blocked. He gets it back and fires. Big rebound. McKinnon scores.
Well, it's a forgettable night, isn't it? For Pekka Rinne, it's just been turnovers, puck coming back. He just relaxes for a split second, thinks his teammates got it out, and then what control down low by McKinnon. Parenko makes it happen, but it's McKinnon's heads-up play. Instead of going back, stops, gets to the net, backhand, forehand, just holds it long enough to get it past the glove of the goaltender.
Nathan McKinnon, who might have been the best of the forwards in the 3 pre-tournament games, has been very good here tonight on line with Nugent Hopkins and Jonathan Drouin. And Colton Parenko gets another assist. Might have got a bit lucky to have that blocked shot come back to him, but he stayed with it.
2 plays at the blue line, though, for Parenko. The one on the Gaudreau goal, he kept it in, stopped. That one, thought he was going to be caught, but that heavy shot really made the difference there. That was hard for Rinne to control. One thing that's really constant here, though, is the puck handling ability of so many of these young players, and couple that with their lightning speed.
Here they come again. McDavid rips a shot, and he's right on the carom off the boards. Ryan Murray, Austin Matthews turns towards the net, and he'll walk in and fire, and Esa Lindell tipped that out. Shots on goal in the second period, 17-5 for the North Americans. They've scored 3 and have a 4-0 lead over. Should move up dramatically as these teams get to their second and third games and into must-win situations. Here's what's up tomorrow, all on Sportsnet. Team Europe 1-0, Czech Republic need a win to stay with it, and a real test again for this North American team tomorrow, playing back-to-back against a team that should be desperate. Russia and North America will be big fun tomorrow night at 7:30 Eastern Time. Jack Eichel won the draw on his forehand. Seth Jones with a shot that went wide of the net. All North America in this second period. They've given this young defense of the Finns fits. Ryan Murray waiting for traffic in front of the net. On the other side to Seth Jones. Jack Eichel. Gaudreau in front of the net. Eichel got the puck as it came off the side of the goal. And he didn't get a good shot away. Korpikoski desperately trying to get out of his own zone. Eric Haula dumps the puck into the Finns' chain.
Jim, you've said a few times, this young Finnish defense, with the exception of Rapisto, who's 30, the rest is at 21 to 25 range, and they're really struggling with the pressure that they're getting, the speed that they're having to handle, and the darting bodies back and forth. Good puck movement, good body movement from the North American forward.
Donskoy takes the shot. Matt Murray makes a save. Hasn't had to make a lot of them in this second period, but that was a good one, and he stops play. 4-0. Team North America leading in its first 7 different players on the wing with Connor McDavid. I think he found a couple of good ones tonight in Scheifele and Austin Matthews.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question that everything that he's put out on the ice has clicked and worked well. And I mentioned at the beginning, the Finns, this is a real test for them because they have such a young team, such a young defense. They're trying to build a program. It's a real different animal, isn't it, for North America? They're just trying to get through this tournament with all top guys.
And the Finns didn't want to have to play a real tight defensive game. They wanted to let some of their young players play the way the North Americans have. But I really think the guys who have struggled against the North American speed tonight are some of the veteran Finns.
Yep, there's no question. The speed of this game and the puck possession game has been all they can handle.
It's not just that defense, so when the forwards are coming through the neutral zone, they haven't been able to make plays, and they've given the puck back to the North Americans.
And you saw how dominant Canada was against the Czech Republic. Doesn't it remind you a little bit of that type of game where Finns handled it a bit early, but right now that constant pressure has just been too much and created mistakes.
Oli Mata's shot was tipped wide by Brennan. So what you're seeing are the future members of Team Canada and Team USA. Trocheck to center. Koivu caught him and knocked him down. That's something we haven't seen much of, and the Finns would like to see more of.
You saw a big hit by Leo Komarov.
There's another. Not as big.
But there really isn't that kind of answer in the Finnish lineup. When the young guys are darting around like they have been, somebody's got to try to stop the cycle with a big hit. pace somebody against the wall, and they just haven't been able to catch them.
Nugent Hopkins snaps the shot. Rinne has trouble with it again. And Hopkins just about banked one in. Here's Colton Parayko. Off the inboards. Finns can't get out. Druin up against the pistol. Nugent Hopkins is there as well. McKinnon's out front. The Finns win the battle. And Val Filppula skates the puck to center, dumps it in and changes. Jost is there to center. McKinnon was turned back and the puck is on the North American bench.
Get the PlayStation 4 bundle now. Play NHL 17, the most exciting EA Sports NHL ever on PS4.
For a fleeting moment or two, the Finns tried to get a little physical, and Leo Komarov, that he fits that description as a guy who can maybe turn a game around with his body. Mikko Koivu steps up here, but there just hasn't been much of that. There hasn't been too many times where the North Americans have been put back on their heels from physical play from the Finns.
So you mentioned this yesterday when Team Europe was playing, that it was really hard for the Americans because they really don't know that team. They had no hate for that uniform. Do you think it'd be any different tonight if the Finns were playing the Swedes?
Yeah, I think it would be a much different game, but let's face it, this has equaled the speed and depth of the Canadians in terms of the type of game that there's been. Every single guy who's been coming out here is passing that puck around with confidence, is protecting it well, is moving their legs. This has been a hard-paced game to try to keep up to.
Laine with a shot that was knocked down.
I didn't feel the Swedes played that way at all, did they? They played a much more controlled game, defensive game. Strategically, North America's done exactly what was advertised.
Scheifele with a shot, Rinne steered that aside. McDavid with his head up trying to make a play. Got Matthews there with him. Esa Lindell gave the puck back to McDavid. Scheifele's in front of the net. Barkov's line with Patrick Laine and Sebastian Aho on the ice. And now they're about to change. Lindell. Vinnyhoka. Long pass at center. Laine at the end of the shift wanted to dump that puck in and get off. Korpatowski's the forechecker. Dylan Larkin. Johnny Gaudreau played the puck back to make sure the North Americans kept control. Yori Laterra. Korpatowski couldn't handle the puck, and the North Americans get it back again. Larkin to Eichel. And the puck was taken away by Olli Mata. Again, the Finns are closed off in the neutral zone and can't get to the attack. Here's Eichel. Gaudreau comes in. So does Morgan Riley to Gaudreau. Stopped by Rinne. And if Mata hadn't have tipped that, it would have been a tap-in for Johnny Gaudreau.
There's a challenge right there. You're standing still in the neutral zone. You're fighting for a loose puck, and it's Jack Eichel who can move the puck to an area, keep his legs moving, keep it alive. Olli Mata, Stanley Cup champion, coming back and gets a piece of that one. Otherwise, Johnny Gaudreau might have had a better shot to get that up and over. Pekka Rinne just in desperation able to get that pad down, but that's been the challenge. And don't you feel this is a real credit the way you're watching to both Hockey Canada and the United States National Team Development Program. These younger players have played through the World Juniors together, and you're seeing that this is an organized group ready to play hockey.
Most of them have played under 17, under 18, World Juniors. And many of them are National Hockey League stars already. Ristolainen in a battle. Couturier, Trocheck, Brandon Saad out for North America. Morgan Riley with a shot that deflected. Rinne had to make a save off the deflection. Trocheck turns and fires the puck in deep. Morgan Riley to the front of the net, almost a fortuitous bounce there for Brandon Saad. As the seconds tick away and they can't go fast enough for this Finnish team to get to the dressing room. Michael Granlund feeds the puck in. Donskoy couldn't get a hold of it. Lepisto held the puck into the line, and the second period comes to an end. 31-18, the shots in favor of Team North America. And they scored 3 goals in the period. Matt Murray hasn't given up a goal. Gaudreau scored. Jonathan Drouin and Nathan McKinnon, 4-0 Team North America through 2.
Canada Center, World Cup of Hockey, and the kids are dynamite. Kelly, what strikes you watching the game here?
You know, I was really looking forward, like I think all of us, to watching Team North America. But I have to say, we've seen all 8 teams play now. I think only Team Canada has played better. I'm actually shocked that I'm going to be saying after 2 periods, I never would have imagined that the Finns would look afraid, and they even more so, they look confused as how to play against this team. That's how impressive they are.
This tournament took a bit of heat at the beginning for the way it assembled some of the teams. Team Europe goes out in its first game and it wins. Team North America is up 4-0 after 2 periods. These teams are going to be here to stay if these are the results, Ron. I mean, although I got to tell you, if they do this again in 2020, I'd love how they're going to tell Hockey Canada Connor McDavid still has to play for the under-23 team. But I think these 2 teams are going to stick like this. And imagine if you're Russia and you've got to play a must-win game tomorrow night against these guys.
So much is made of their top speed, but even these kids now understand that nothing moves faster than the puck. And their ability now to pass the puck, and you just watch the consecutive passes that they make before this goal. And what is more impressive is their feet never stop moving. And when the Finns think that they got a lane blocked, they change that lane. All because of their movement. And what are we on now? Number 10? And Finns can't defend it. Because as I said, their feet are moving and they're constantly changing the lanes of the puck to make those passes. It's a thing of beauty in that second period.
You know what that looks like? Soccer. That, you know, there's a famous game.
I like this a little more than that.
Yeah, it's a little more exciting, but that's what that looks like. I think it's 1978 when, was it Netherlands who completed like 22 passes in a row right off the touch to score at the beginning of a game? That's what that looks like.
You know, Elliot, Sports Vision's tracking a number of things, and last night, I know you really wanted to know how far the puck traveled on that particular Drouin goal. One thing I can tell you is trying to compare how fast was Canada vis-a-vis the North Americans. Top speed we've seen so far tonight is Connor McDavid, and really he's never been in a position to have to use all of his speed, but we got him at 37 kilometers per hour. The results of tonight don't come out till after. Last night, fastest Canadian, believe it or not, was Corey Perry at 37 kilometers per hour. Sidney Crosby had that breakaway, but again, was so home and cool, didn't need to skate. He got to 24 kilometers per hour. That's as fast as he got last night. But on distance, the guy who skated the most last night was Drew Doughty at nearly 6,000 meters. Then it was Taves, then it was Tavares. Those are kind of interesting metrics that we're getting here. And that brings us to the fancy Dan kid, Austin Matthews, 19 years old tonight.
Well, Mark Crawford said when he was asked, because he was his coach in Switzerland, about how do you rate this kid or who does he compare to? And first off, he said Andrei Kopitar, so that got my attention. And then he said, but his release, and Elliot, this is what blew us away in warm-up. I mean, that is ridiculous. But then he said about his release, another player that he coached, Joe Sakic, and I'm saying, I got to see this thing then, because that is a phenomenal comment to make. And he's right. I mean, take a look how he changes the angle. The defender has absolutely no chance to get a stick on that puck. And, of course, we all know when you change the angle, how much more difficult it makes for the goaltender. But, I mean, I'm really impressed with that shot. That's crazy.
And deceptive speed, too, Kelly, because he starts in the neutral zone at almost a standstill and then gains the puck over the blue line. And to change that angle, had to slow down yet again. And it's just not about going 1,000 miles an hour as we've seen. It's the ability to change those gears, not only at high speeds, but as low ones as well.
How do you feel about Matt Murray?
You'd be hard-pressed. If you knew nothing about the players, Ron, you would say that it's Matt Murray who's had the 10-year career, not Pekka Rinne. Because this guy, and Jim Hughes made a point of saying that he had the calmness almost like a Carey Price. He's 100%. He doesn't get excited. He just minimizes his movements, Kel. He doesn't get overzealous, overexcited, and he just does enough to make the save. And I tell you what, if I'm on that bench, it gives me a little bit more freedom to not worrying about making a mistake when I got a guy like that backing us up.
Great player out of Thunder Bay, where they have lots of Finnish tradition. St. Albert has produced Jerome McGinley, Mark Messier, of course, Troy Murray, and now Colton Parayko. Colton Parayko with Scott Oak. Scott.
Colton, your first ever best-on-best tournament, and you're shining tonight. This has got to be one of those games that's a lot of fun to play in it. Would I be correct?
For sure. Obviously, it's quite the
place to play. Obviously, it's a lot of energy in the building, and great tournament, and lots of great skill. And our team we have a great team, so it's a fun team to be a part of. We're fast, we're skilled, and I'm looking forward to continuing on.
Now, you're at a university at Alaska. You had a good year last year with the Blues, and here you are on one of the greatest collections of talent ever, Team North America. How do you view the opportunity?
It's a huge opportunity. I'm just going to try to make the best of it. Obviously, whatever happens, and whenever I'm in the lineup, do my best, and if I'm not, just do whatever I can to help the team succeed. So just going to make the most of it and have some fun.
Thanks, Colton. Appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Scott, looking ahead to tomorrow, we have Europe and the Czech Republic. Europe with a win. The Czechs looking to get on track after they were defeated in their opener. Russia and North America. The North Americans back against Russia. Then the following day, it's rivalry night. We'll start with the Scandinavians in the matinee. Finland versus Sweden, Group E action. And then Canada and the USA. And let's hear from Matt Duchene and Mike Babcock on that. Oh, and Don will be there. Yes, Don, sorry.
But they're a great team, obviously. They beat us that first pre-tournament game, and we know what to expect from them. That's the nice part. So we want to bring our game and keep elevating it and put a ton of shots on net. They've got great goaltending, and hopefully we can get to their goalies early, or their goalie early like Europe did. So I think Europe scored their first shot on net, and Quick had no chance on it. Obviously, really nice play by Europe, but at the same time, that was big for them to put the first one, on net behind them.
Well, I said last night, after you win in the tournaments, some tendencies maybe get a little fat. After you lose, the tendencies buckle down and really get going. We have big boys who have been in a lot of these competitions, and we've been in a lot of them together. We understand what's at stake.
First time they played in the pre-tournament, Elliot, it was a real war. So how about looking ahead to that USA-Canada?
I thought that's really what was missing from the United States in their game against Team Europe the other day, is they didn't have the passion. And it was so surprising considering the way they played Canada, not only that first game, but the second game. You're right, Ron. It was intimidating, it was physical, it was punishing from both sides. And I think, Bufflin coming back, practicing on the second power play unit today, I just think if nothing else, the American players are looking at it and saying, we got to come out at least ready to engage.
The Crosby line and his line mates were incredible last night, and for a good reason they get all the credit today. But I thought John Tavares was a real star yesterday. He was amazing. He did all the things that you expect from him. I think he's kind of forgotten being on Long Island. We kind of look at other guys. But his performance yesterday was one that I'll remember for a while.
The blue line stood out for me collectively as a group because we saw Drew Doughty really carry this thing throughout the pre-tournament games. But the last game, Pietrangelo, Brent Burns, they raised it to another level. And that's bad news for the Americans now going into Tuesday night.
Really impressive effort here tonight, including the Americans. Johnny Gaudreau. Anybody hearing what Calgary's going to do with Johnny Elliott? That would be a question for you. I heard a rumor that 8.5 is the asking price, and obviously that's high. You can understand why they might ask his camp for $8.5 million. But have you got any news on Calgary?
He said he wouldn't negotiate during the tournament, but he's done a couple of. Eric Francis has had a good column the other day about how he admits it's weighing on his head. I think at some point in the next little while, you're going to see him and his agent and the team have a big conversation. Calgary does not want to go over the Giordano number, which is 6.75. So that's going to be the big sticking point in getting this done.
Ron, for Gaudreau to get 8.5, he's going to have to sit out. And then it becomes the pressure points of who wins that battle. Does Calgary get off a good start without him and make him sit? Or do they put the pressure on him to get him back in the lineup? That'll dictate it if he wants to go that route.
Terrific. We'll take a short break, come back, and let you know what our first night on Hockey Night in Canada, October the 15th, is the first Saturday. Kind of connects to this North American. All right, we might make you sick of seeing it, but it's just so fun to watch. Austin Matthews, we take our first twirl on Hockey Night in Canada, Saturday, October the 15th, with Austin debuting with the Leafs against the Bruins. The Canadian Sens is also an early game. Patrick Laine with the Jets against the Wild. It's all on Rogers NHL Game Center Live, of course. And then we get set for the late game, which is Johnny Gaudreau and the Calgary Flames, assuming they give him $8.5 million. Anyway, he looks great tonight, and we'll have Calgary and Vancouver as the nightcap. David Amber will be anchoring, and the following night will actually be a new market for Rogers Hometown Hockey, where we'll have Eichel versus McDavid, the Sabres and the Oilers. So what a weekend that'll be. The third period at Air Canada Centre in
North American goals in the second period, and it's 4-0 heading for the third. Now we present a story of redemption. January of last season, Tampa Bay assigned Drouin to Syracuse of the AHL. Then he was suspended as he went home to await a trade. In March, he came back to Syracuse. Things patched up. In early April, Lightning called him up, and he was key in the playoffs with 14 points in 17 games. And now in this best-on-best tournament, looks like his brief holdout last season will be but a footnote in his career. Jim?
Boy, Tampa's got a beauty there to go with all the other great young forwards that they have. They're very happy, John Cooper and Steve Yzerman, that they were able to patch everything up and keep a terrific asset.
Terrific young player. They've got the challenge of trying to sign Kucherov, who's in this tournament as well as a restricted free agent. The challenges of cap management.
This has been a terrific line tonight. Drouin, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Nathan McKinnon. Although there hasn't been a bad one.
No, don't you think Todd's got a couple of options, though, of, like every coach likes, lines that they trust, that they can play in any situation, defensive zone face-off.
Sure.
Couturier and this Ryan Nugent-Hopkins line very much fits that bill.
When you put a team together that's this young, there aren't obvious players to take along as checkers and penalty killers, as you pointed out. So he's had to find the right guys as the tournament's gone on, or the pre-tournament.
I have to credit Ryan Nugent-Hopkins as growing into that position. Talking to Jonathan Taves about his early experience with the Olympics in 2010 and being down on the totem pole, you had to learn how to find ice time, and part of it was playing a defensive role and killing penalties. And draw a little parallel that with Nugent-Hopkins here.
Although on this young team, you don't have to go too far down the totem pole. Finns trying to muster some offense, and they haven't been able to get much of it. When they have, Matt Murray has been very good. Race for a puck, Cotton and Connor McDavid. Leo Komarov. There's a deflection off Mark Scheifele, and the puck's out of play.
Well, I think right now for the Finns, you got to show some energy, show some life. Here's a little pushing from a veteran in Jokinen. And for the fans of this tournament, I think this is exactly what they had hoped for watching this North American team. And not to get ahead of ourselves, as this one has been pretty well under control. The Finns have had a hard time getting anything going. But how about North America, Russia, with a must-win, really, for Russia tomorrow night? I think that all of a sudden looks as a pretty top billing, doesn't it?
Yeah, the games get better and better, and the next night we have Canada-USA in a must-win game for the U.S. Vatanen just held the puck in for the Finns. They had his pocket picked, and the defenseman's got to get back. Jack Eichel and Johnny Gaudreau. Dylan Larkin's over on the other side. Eichel protected the puck. Plays it back, but he crossed up the defenseman Murray. There's Sebastian Aho chasing the puck back. Murray out to meet it. Seth Jones to Ryan Murray up the boards. Gaudreau tipped the puck out through center, and North America will change. Billy Polka. Esa Lindell tipped the puck through center. 6'6" Colton Parayko. 6'6" with a boarding house reach, and he's not old enough to know what that is. Connor McDavid races in the centering pass. Scheifele. Matthews trying to get a handle on it. McDavid cross ice. Gostisbehere with a shot. Rene with the save. Mark Scheifele. Connor McDavid. Scheifele went to the front of the net. The centering pass didn't get through to Austin Matthews. Corey Korpikoski away to center. Parayko back for the puck. Shane Gostisbehere gives it back. They'll delay while they change, not giving up possession to do so. Finns back up at center. Parayko shoots the puck in. Saad couldn't get a hold of it. Donskoy does, trying to make a play, and Brandon Saad knocked him down. The puck comes out to center.
Time here.
Again, there's a pretty good player in Michael Granlund, and couldn't make a play. His time and space was taken away, and he gave up the puck. Now he's taking it back. Donskoy couldn't get by Morgan Riley. Straight up the middle, Trocheck takes a shot, and Ristolainen deflected the puck out of play.
Well, with a 4-0 lead and a couple of penalty kills, McDavid's ice time has been fairly low as well. So his first impactful shift of the third period, gets out, takes a body, and then back on the offensive game. And for him, I think the growth of this tournament will be just getting comfortable in all those situations. This is so unique in the sense of a 4-line game for Todd McLellan. He's not chasing the game. He's not having to come from behind, and he's making sure that he's responsible on both ends of the ice.
And he'll be thankful he won't have to answer a lot of questions about not having a point.
Yep, that's a big first hurdle anyways. I know you'd love to get a goal. You get all those zeros off the board early on, it feels pretty good.
Ryan Nugent-Hopkins drops the puck off. McKinnon delays. Drouin to McKinnon, one pass too many. And Val Filppula has the puck back to center. Only Mata's pass was behind Komarov, and that put the play offside.
Well, you know the focus is going to be on Connor McDavid this year once again. Can he have a fully healthy season? The one thing he showed in his rookie year is his explosive speed to the outside. He seems to have that little second gear when you need it. He can be deceiving, got great puck skills like we've seen from so many of the North American players in this game, and it'll be a fun year in the new building in Edmonton to watch number 97.
Wouldn't you like to have this team as your hometown team?
Oh my gosh, yeah. For the first 3 years anyways, your salary cap would be okay. It's after the first 3 when they're off their entry levels. Now you're going to have a real challenge, don't you think? All those first overall picks.
I think they're a little bit like the Edmonton Oilers before you joined them, the early 80s Oilers.
Yeah, I think the real difference, though, is the training of all those top picks, how talented the kids are at such a young age. I think that's a real testament to today's players, how prepared they are, and what physical and agility skills that they have. We've seen that in full display here.
Saw Patrick Laine snap a shot. Back the other way, McDavid off the bench, dangles to the net, Rene's down, and McDavid's hacking away at the puck, and this has happened all night long to Pekka Rinne. Down on the goal line, not sure whether he's got the puck or not, and a determined McDavid was really trying hard to put that in the net.
There's an example again, that little explosive speed, and then the hands, just putting the puck to an area, trying to keep it alive, trying to stay away from the stick of Polka there, and he pays the price physically, goes hard to the net. Seen a couple of highlight reel goals in his young career already from McDavid.
Let's go down to Scott.
All right, Jim, just to add to Simmer's point about Connor McDavid, he was a natural choice to captain Team North America, if only because his teammates are in awe of his talent, which includes that ability to take 1 or 2 strides, somehow be at full speed. Here's a quote from Team North America teammate Mark Scheifele, who's a pretty good player himself. He says of McDavid, he glides faster than most of us skate.
And he doesn't glide very often. Nobody on this team does. They do everything at full speed. Gostisbehere to Parayko, +3, a couple of assists tonight. Gostisbehere back for the puck, watched by Jori Lehtera. So we've seen now every team that's in this tournament. Do you think this is the second best team we've seen?
I'd have to put them there. I just think the individual skill, and there's so much made about great individual players have to come together and play well as a team. Now this is an early test, but from physical skill and top end speed and puck control, this is as good as the example that Canada had against the Czech Republic. I think they have worn Finland out much like Canada did the Czech Republic in Game 1. What I'd like to see, though, what do they do when Ryan Getzlaf gives you a cross-check to the ribs, or Shea Weber stands you up and knocks you into the boards? That'll be the next test for this young team.
We might find out tomorrow night if Alex Ovechkin decides to run over somebody. He didn't today, although he tried early. Just really didn't seem to get into the game until it was too late.
No, and it'll be a mix for the defense of Russia as well. You've got the older group with Markov and Yemelin, maybe not the fleetest of foot, and then youngsters as well.
Brandon Saad with a shot. Really made the save. Saad again. Couturier's up front.
Don't you think they're taking some notice watching this game now after a disappointing loss?
No doubt. Ryan Murray's shot was blocked before it got through. Donskoy onto the puck for Finland. And he turns back. Sami Vatanen awaits a change up front. Again, the Finns are slowed up at the blue line and forced to dump the puck in and turn it back to the North Americans. Great pass up the middle. Drouin, McKinnon with speed, fed the puck in front. Just not quite on the mark for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. A great transition with speed and a great pass.
And it's almost like Nathan McKinnon was listening to us talk about Connor McDavid and his speed and said, hey, I got some wheels myself. It's just an abundance of...
Yeah, tough to handicap a race.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
There were some players that were saying that Seth Jones might be the fastest player on the team. Colton Parayko. Gostisbehere. Rink wide, here's Johnny Gaudreau. Eichel heads for the net, so does Larkin, and Gaudreau lost the puck for a second. Eichel battling hard at the side of the net, and Rinne is down and makes the save. 12:21 to go in the third period. The North Americans in control.
Yeah, the first overall in 2013. There's talk about getting up ice quickly. Gets around Phil Pulla, makes a play at the net, and then this is another trait of this team that's starting to take form as well. Get back defensively, use that speed at one end of the ice, and don't forget to use it at the other. Former Memorial Cup MVP had 13 points in 4 games in the Memorial Cup in 2013.
North Americans get the puck again. Cross ice pass. Gostisbehere with a shot off the post. More great passes and another great chance. Aho got nailed as he tried to get out to center. Johnny Gaudreau got him, and now he's got the puck. Trying to go outside in on Sami Vatanen. In comes Gostisbehere, and he hits Aho and knocks him down. And it's the North Americans that are getting physical. Barging in, Dylan Larkin. Laine comes back and nails him. Parayko fires a shot and missed the net. All of the young players, the youngest forwards on both teams are out there. And they're going at each other. A scrap. Sami Vatanen and Dylan Larkin.
And I think Vatanen might get the original, or are they both going to go? But how about Patrick Laine trying to watch the Americans, the North Americans flex their muscles? He gets a line up here and just unloads there on Dylan Larkin.
That was right after Gostisbehere had taken a run at Aho. Sportsnet has built a hockey stick throne. It's on display near Maple Leaf Square, just outside the ACC, so you can take a picture as though you've been crowned king of hockey.
That's what you like to see, the response. Now Mikko Koivu's had an issue at Scheifele as he's yelling at him, the captain of the Finnish team, and that can't feel good. But Patrick Laine taking some matters into his own hands. Short tournament. This is a big turnaround for Finland too. They knew they were a bit of an underdog coming in, a younger team, and this has been a bit of a struggle game for them to impose their will at any chance.
14 groups, so 3 tournament round robin games. So every one of the teams that loses its first game faces a must-win situation in game 2. There could be ties, and there's a possibility of getting through with 1 win, but it seems unlikely.
I wonder now, when you see the game like Pekka Rinne has had here, is
who's playing?
Yeah, who's going to be your goaltender going forward? Do you go back with Tuukka Rask?
You got a pretty good idea who it is for these other guys, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
4-on-4 here. Coincidental minor penalties to Larkin and Vatanen. Scheifele and McDavid on the ice. Scheifele got hit by Granlund and knocked off the puck, but the North Americans get it back. McDavid, Ryan Murray with a slap shot. Rinne could see it all the way, and he moved the puck ahead himself to Mikko Koivu.
There's Koivu and Scheifele. The jawing that they had at the bench, Koivu with a quick bump back, got a good hit and on him.
Granlund stops up. Koivu in the middle of the ice, gets the puck to his stick, and then he's stopped by Matt Murray. Seth Jones awaits a change.
You know, you haven't talked about Matt Murray all that much with Jim. In that first period, you can count about 3 big saves that just kept the game even and allowed the North Americans to get their game going after the early penalty trouble.
Just the way Carey Price did for the Canadians last night.
Yeah, he wasn't the story of the night necessarily because his team played so well in front of him, but those early saves were really important to settle in.
Barkov and Donskoy up front. Lindell carries the puck and dumps it in. Morgan Riley's been good tonight. He got back for the puck. Aaron Ekblad dumps the puck in. North America changes again, half a minute to go, and 4-on-4. Halfway through period number 3, 4-0 North America.
Heads up here.
Rasmus Ristolainen. Onto his backhand, to his forehand. Murray stopped him, and the puck came loose. And it's picked up by Vinny Trocheck. He's got Couturier with him. Parayko with a shot, bounced up in the air. He joined the rush, and the North American defensemen have been wanting to do that all night. Penalties are over. And Filppula had Larkin come out of the penalty box just as he was going by. 5-on-5 again. Dylan Larkin puts the puck in deep. Ville Poka. Chased from behind by Gaudreau. Jori Lehtera. The open side, Lindell gets the puck in deep. Seth Jones is back. His partner Ryan Murray safely up the middle. 3 passes and out. And Seth Jones goes for a skate. Good back check by Jori Lehtera to get the puck back to the Finns. Esa Lindell. Erik Haula. Lehtera closed off, so he passed off. Korpikoski's shot was blocked. And the Finns have to regroup at center ice. Vatanen waiting to change at the bench. Patrick Laine. Nice move. Still has the puck. He made that move on Ekblad. Vatanen with the shot. Partially blocked and knocked down. Here's Austin Matthews trying to feed McDavid. Intercepted by Patrick Laine. Sebastian Aho couldn't control the puck. Pushes it ahead. Morgan Riley got back. Barkov turns to face Riley. Up the boards. Here's McDavid. Slowed up. Dumps the puck in. Matthews with a forecheck. Really Mata had to be quick. Barkov tracked down by Scheifele. Into the shift for the McDavid line. Mata to Ristolainen. Straight up the middle of Mikko Koivu. Donskoy on the fly, off the wing, heads for the net. Colton Parayko cut him off and poked the puck away with his stick.
One of the few times, though, the North American D gets a little exposed there. Gostis Fair took a risky play to the inside, got beat to the outside, but as you mentioned, took your partners forward. Parayko just got that big, long reach in there. Got a piece of it.
Ristolainen. Sami Lepisto. Pass is tipped in by Granlund. He got the puck back. Here's Koivu. Pass to no one in particular. Agent Hopkins comes together with Donskoy. Koivu fished the puck out. Up front. Polka with a shot. Murray with a nice save. Came straight out at him. Cut down the angle. Gave him very little. Nifty setup from Mikko Koivu. Both teams change again. Lindell up the middle. Filppula is turned back. Ville Poka. You see Jokinen ahead to Filppula. Tip the puck in. Here comes Komarov. Got to the puck first ahead of Ryan Murray. Jones battling and went down. Filppula. Komarov battling towards the front of the net with Murray. Poka off the boards. A shot went off a leg, and Seth Jones goes after the puck. Couturier tipped it out for Team North America.
Jim, something the Finnish team has not been able to do is get this North American team tired and under pressure. That's a challenge for a young player, too, is playing your own zone defensively when you're dead tired and caught.
Sebastian Aho with a backhand pass that Barkov couldn't tip. Look at the speed of Dylan Larkin as he pulls away. Backhand shot. What a transition. Back the other way. Here comes Barkov. Can he cut to the net? Ekblad, his teammate in Florida, won't let him. Aho spun around and knocked down in the corner. Larkin again. Quickly on the puck. Gaudreau is with him. There's the shot. Rinne makes the save, and there's no rebound for Johnny Gaudreau. Well, these teams have tried to get out under each other's skin here in the third period, especially Koivu, who pops back and gets Mark Scheifele, but the North Americans have the plays of the game. The North Americans have been a headache for the Finns.
Oh, a hat trick of goals in the second period. Johnny Gaudreau got things started. Beautiful tip in front of the goal. Little curl and drag by Jonathan Drouin off of Ryan Nugent-Hopkins in the back of the net, and then on the doorstep, good hands by Nathan MacKinnon. 3 goals in that frame that gives the North American team this cushion down the stretch.
Speed and determination, second chances on all of them. It's set with the tip by Gaudreau. And even that one was
with the second chance at the line
for
yeah.
Parayko.
Absolutely.
Scheifele to the blue line. Parayko unloads that shot. It was blocked. Terra got a piece of that. Matthews turns and fires. Rinne just about had one leak through again. He's had a tough night. Down 4-0, and it's getting close to 40 shots for Team North America.
What would you
Another
say?
Wrestling match.
What would you say for the count of the look back by Pekka Rinne? I mean, at least 5 times he's been checking behind him, not sure if he has it or not, and quick turnaround on his off wing by Austin Matthews, almost slid through the 5-hole. I'm trying to think, Jim, I look at this North American team having to play tomorrow night. I think that's probably a good thing. The one thing I'm sure Todd McClellan, after such a great performance here, I want these guys to sit on it too long and maybe get a little ahead of themselves. It's good to get right back and have to be focused about another opponent the next night.
Couturier won the face-off. Murray to Jones. Holla tipped that one. Centering pass. Couturier with a shot off the base of the post. Oli Mata. Koivu lost control of the puck. Couturier just stayed on it. This line's been pretty good too.
They've just won every battle, haven't they? I mean, collectively as a group, it's been 90-10 probably in terms of North America winning those races and battles for the puck.
Couturier into the middle of the ice. Seth Jones is up with a shot, deflected by Mata. Out of play. Time's running out of the Finns. The North Americans are over 40. They up against Andre Palat and the Czech Republic. The Czech Republic badly need to win. Lost their first game, and then it's Russia. Losers today, 2-1 to Sweden. Up against this impressive North American team. That'll be a fun game to watch tomorrow night. North Americans just trying to finish this one off. It's the 4th game we've seen. In 3 of them, well, 2 of them there's been a shutout, and there could be a 3rd one here.
Yeah, late goal by Russia earlier today broke that other shutout.
Finns get the puck. Komarov to center. Chips it, turns Parayko, and then goes after him and takes him hard to the boards. Puck comes out, but they score! Filppula on some great work by Leo Komarov. And there'll be no shutout in this one. It's 4-1 for Team North America.
It's just a hard work, grinded out goal. We showed in the second period a couple of shifts where Leo Komarov tried to get in, get on the body, and Parayko can't control it. A little bit of a fortunate break there as Gostisbehere went to go clear the puck. It went off of Jokinen right to the front of the net to Filppula, and Murray not able to track it. You can see right there, just chipped through, and that one finds a hole on the North American netline.
It's a bit of aggression, don't you think, that the Finns could have used earlier on?
Absolutely. It was kind of aggressive, turn the puck over in the offensive zone, and good support. And there was not just one guy in all alone. There was 3 Finns within the vicinity to jump on the puck.
Now under 4 minutes to go, and they're still behind by 3. Sammy Lepisto under pressure from Dylan Larkin. Jack Eichel got the puck into the middle. Here's Johnny Gaudreau. Passes the puck back. Eichel's in front of the net. Larkin with his shot. And Rinne makes the save.
The 5th season is when kids dream big. That's why we're a proud sponsor of the World Cup of Hockey, with over 8,000 community teams across Canada.
You know, it's one of the rare times. See Parenko stop skating there instead of getting in. He knew he was going to get hit, thought he could keep the puck up against the wall. And just that bouncing puck went right onto the stick of Filppula. These are the scary moments. You know, all of a sudden, maybe you take a penalty or you get a bad break, and now you're scrambling through a game that you've really dominated through most of it. This is an important 3.5 minutes for Team North America.
Jokinen and Komarov got assists on the goal by Valtteri Filppula. Trocheck with Couturier and Saad. And Leo Komarov's getting the business from Vinny Trocheck. No matter which game it is, Leo's in the middle of something. He was a real irritant in the first couple of games in the pre-tournament against the Swedes. Stripped to the puck. Scheifele centering pass. There's McDavid with a shot. There's a rebound. Scheifele came out from behind the net, couldn't bury it. Austin Matthews has the puck now. He won't give it up. Seth Jones dives the shot, tipped wide, bouncing puck. McDavid was right there with an open net. He tried to chip it in. It came out the other side.
Bad angle, puck rolling. He just tried to guide that one in, didn't he? And went right across the crease.
Matthews. Deep for McDavid again. Rinne's out to play the puck. That's a good pushback shift after a goal. And the clock gets down to 2 minutes to go in the third period. Michael Granlund. Mikko Koivu. Donskoy. Checked by Parayko. Koivu. And Parayko stepped in so the puck didn't get to Donskoy. Up the boards. Mikko Koivu won't let it out. Here's Granlund. Bounces off a check from Gostisbehere. Backhand shot ended up in the corner. Ristolainen comes in. Nathan McKinnon took the puck away, and here he is out to center. There's that speed again. Drives wide, Drouin. A shot that was blocked. And the Finns get the puck back. No! Ristolainen dumps it in and heads for the bench on his last change. Seth Jones. Made the puck to the boards. Dylan Larkin dumps it in deep. Leo Komarov off the boards to Valtteri Filppula. Olli Mata jumps up in the play. Chased by Jack Eichel. Forced the puck into the middle. Filppula arrived to help him out. Finnish goal scorer stops to the blue line. Vatanen was in a little trouble. He was under pressure from Gaudreau, and the play goes offside.
Jim, you mentioned the bounce back shift for the North American team. It could have made it interesting in the end, but once again, Scheifele in on the loose puck, gets the puck to the net, turnover, and here's the play down low. Austin Matthews controlling that puck, looking for a body in front. This has been the story of the game for the North Americans. Just a bad angle, yeah, at the last second, McDavid just tried to guide that one in there, and it went right across the crease.
Sebastian Aho just lost control of the puck as he got in over the blue line. Here's another race for a puck. Trocheck's trying to get to it, and he gave Vatanen fits, and he beat him to the puck. Morgan Riley back in deep. Centering pass for Trocheck, bounced up on him. The pass from Couturier. There's a shot from a point that's deflected wide. And Rinne will make one last save and hold the puck at the side of his net with just under 9 seconds remaining.
Well, as advertised, the North American team came in here, played with confidence, got the early penalty kill, I think, which was really important, Jim, to allow the team to settle in. They get their first power play and score their first goal. So lots of good things to take out of Game 1 for North America, and a lot of excitement heading into Game 2 tomorrow night.
Trocheck just works the puck along the boards. Throws one last hit at Eric Haula, who didn't like that. And a horn sounds to end the game. Impressive performance. 24 saves for Matt Murray, who gets a big win at the World Cup level. Goals from Eichel, Johnny Gaudreau, Drouin, and McKinnon. And here's the 3 stars, brought to you by Molson Canadian. Johnny Gaudreau, shifty as can be, with a nice tip-in goal. Colton Parayko at a +2, had a pair of assists, and Austin Matthews in his first game in his new home had an assist